Yeah, you know what? There are just some nights you just gotta say, F it. You want to just record something. No game plan, no research, no nothing. 20 minutes, let's ramble. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Will, and like I said at the beginning of this video, this is going to be a weird one. So, I don't really have a full plan for this video. I wanted to do like a list or a ranking, and I had a pretty nifty idea to look at some things that I would like to see get rebooted. Because we live in an age of reboots right now. Stuff from our childhoods have been rebooted over and over again throughout the years. Being someone who was born in the 80s, who got to experience some great animation series and stuff as a child, a lot of that has been rebooted. Some have been great. You got your Voltron Legendary Defender, your, She-Ra, Princess of Power, your, even Masters of the Universe Revelation was actually pretty decent and stuff like that.
He's back all right. I'd sure like to fist him.
And some have been bad. They've just been bad. But I wanted to come up with an idea of some of the ones that I would like to see get rebooted. I have not done a lot of research on this topic. I just wanted to record a video. It's a weekend night. I got a busy week coming up next week for work. I just wanted to have some fun, and I figured you might enjoy this as well. So that's what this video is. It's just a list of, what am I calling this? It's just a list of animated series that I would like to see get a second chance, rebooted, or revived, or some way, shape, or form. So that's what this video is. It's going to seem kind of jumbled all over the place. Hopefully you'll enjoy this, and if you do happen to somehow enjoy this video and you are new to this channel or you've been here for a while, let me just reiterate, my name's Will. I do geeky stuff on the internet, and when I was growing up I watched a lot of cartoons, and that clearly affected me as an adult. And I talk about movies and television series and a whole bunch of geeky stuff. I do reviews, reactions, I drink a lot, I play games, I just do a lot of geeky stuff. And if that just happens to be something that interests you from a different sort of perspective, feel free to subscribe to the channel. This is me on the road to 500 subscribers this year. It's a small number in the grand scheme of the internet, but it's a number that I'm hoping to reach, and I can't reach it without you beautiful people watching this video at home, or on the road, or on your toilet, or wherever you watch YouTube. Trust me, I watch it in a lot of different places. But anyway, yeah, feel free to subscribe, and I apologize if this seems nonsensical. What I would like to see in a series that gets rebooted is this something that is able to encapsulate or recapture some of that spark, that magic that the series originally produced when it was first aired. Or even to give a series that was underappreciated a second chance. Because a lot of these animated series that are going to span the entirety of the 80s and 90s and 2000s and early 2010s, a lot of these series did not get a lot of good representation or time to shine, and I felt like it was an injustice, and I just wanted to talk about some things. That's what this video is. Have I done a lot of research? Absolutely not. I just quickly looked up a few things real fast because some of the stuff has just been burned in my brain. And again, this video, no structure, no game plan. We're just going to list off a few things and just briefly talk about them. So hopefully you enjoy this. And if you can think of a series that you might remember that you'd like to see get a second chance, let me know those in the comments down below, because I'm very curious to see what you think about this as well. So my only rule for this video, my only rule for this list, because this isn't really a ranking, I'm not ranking any of these specifically, was that whatever series I'm going to suggest should get a reboot has not been rebooted at all. So unfortunately, it rules out something like a Thundercats, because Thundercats got rebooted once, not once. It got rebooted one time, 2011. Actually pretty good. So no Thundercats, no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because that's been rebooted like 8 times. And actually some of them have been pretty decent. No G.I. Joe, nothing like that. So obviously no Voltron, Lion Voltron, and hint, wink, wink. Of course, no He-Man, no She-Ra. You get the gist of it. So that's what this video is. So let me just shut up and start talking about this stuff before the inevitable that my battery will probably die on me. So, to begin, my first suggestion for reboot, and I think this one is already in the process of being rebooted. SWAT Cats, the Radical Squadron. This was a 90s series. It was about T-Bone and Razor. It was about two ex-police cats, because they're all cats. And they were like framed for something, and they lost their position, so they decided to do what anybody in the 90s with any sort of technical know-how in a junkyard full of old military parts. They built a jet and decided to become vigilantes. And it's such a dope series. It was so much fun. Besides the intro, first and foremost, on rather season 1 or season 2, yeah, those were the epitome of the 90s. Flat out. I love the jets. I love the characters. I thought the technology that they used in the series was fun. Even some of the villains were really cool. You got like Dark Cat. You got, the Metallic Cats were a lot of fun. It was such a fun series. I think it was really cool. It was definitely different from your normal kids cartoons at the time. And it was just dope as hell. And I think it would be awesome if they brought it back. And again, this one, I believe, had a Kickstarter for a long time that finally like hit its goal or something like that. Or I'm not sure, but it got picked up. And a couple months ago, I read that they were actually rebooting the series. So I'm super excited if it gets rebooted. But I don't know if it'll be rebooted with like an more adult theme, like a lot of shows from the 90s that are getting rebooted are given more of like an adult theme to them. But even if it went the same tone or same maturity level of like a Voltron Legendary Defender, I think it would be awesome. So yeah, bring back SWAT Cats. Please, bring it back. It's so cool. Okay, another one that some people may or may not remember. It's called Centurions. It was about these 3 guys, eventually became 5, who were basically like planetary rescue people, and they had these suits. And the cool thing about the suits was that they had these different like mobile like armor stuff that were all tailored to like air, land, and sea, and that type of thing. And they were like rescue / like military fighters or something like that. It was really weird, but the cool part about it was that they had these different like armors that would they would get transported down to them and combined to them. It was pretty neat. From just the concept of like, because all of these people on the series were like scientists, and they were very intelligent people, and you didn't see a lot of that back then, where it was a lot of military people, but like most of these people were like specialists, and they weren't necessarily like, they weren't really like meant to be fighters, but they ended up becoming fighters. But just the concept alone of having like suits that got different like customizable armor that would be adapted to certain needs. It was just a weird series, but for a kid, myself growing up, I was very much into like robotics and mechs and things like that, like your Robotechs, your Voltrons, your Transformers. Those were the things that completely permeated my being as a child. So something like this, where a person just wearing a suit could all of a sudden get a bunch of armor that was all like technology based and stuff, like blew my mind as a child. And I don't know if a lot of people remember the series, but it was definitely an 80s show. And if you weren't, I was born in 83. And a lot of people forget that most of the 80s were replayed in the early 90s. So a lot of the stuff that I probably didn't remember, I got to get a replay for later on in life. But yeah, Centurions was definitely a weird show that I think with some updating might work in today's climate. Maybe, I wouldn't put it past them. It definitely would be something to attempt. I just think it would be fun. Again, this video is all about stuff I think that is rebooted that would actually be kind of cool to see rebooted. Personal list, completely personal, totally objective. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Another 80s classic, along with your Voltrons, your Thundercats, your G.I. Joe, there was another 80s classic animated series that may not work, but only for the opening, I want to see it. I am talking about Silverhawks. Give me a Silverhawks reboot. I want to see it. I need to see it. I don't remember the series because I was more of a Thundercats kid than a Silverhawks kid, but that opening for Silverhawks slaps. It's awesome. I don't care. I think it would work. Give it a shot. I don't even know if you want to make it along the lines of like Masters of the Universe, where it's a little bit more adult oriented. Feel free, but they don't have to be roided out because they were never like super roided out. They were very well put together people. But come on, I mean, like that was my one gripe with Masters of the Universe Revelations. Like they are roided out, even beyond He-Man levels of roid. It's like, yeah, I get it. I think Silverhawks could work, especially the setting. Being a space-based show could be a lot of fun, and keep the musical elements in there because the musical elements worked a lot for the 80s. And I think, music plays a big part in a lot of series. Give it a shot. I think it would be awesome. But yeah, I'd love to see Silverhawks get a reboot. And come on, you've done like almost all of them. You've done G.I. Joe multiple times. You've done your Thundercats. You've done Voltron at this point. Give Silverhawks a freaking shot. It's like one of the last ones that didn't get a shot. Like, come on. Oh, it can work. Speaking of Voltron, again, my list said I'm not talking about reboots that have already happened. And Voltron Legendary Defender is an amazing reboot. I think it's the best one. It was like the third shot since the original. And it's such a good series. It's on Netflix. If you haven't watched Voltron Legendary Defender, what are you doing? And if you grew up around that time, go check it out. It's such a good series. I am talking about the other version of Voltron that does not get enough love. I am talking about the vehicle version of Voltron. And that's a version that needs to get another shot. And you know what? Spoilers for Legendary Defender. If you haven't seen the finale of Legendary Defender, they set up doing the vehicle version of Voltron in that series. So it's not too much to believe that you couldn't do a spin-off series that focuses on the vehicle version. I get the argument of the vehicle version of Voltron. It's 15 pilots, it's 15 vehicles. I can't keep up with that many people. That's bullshit, because how many times have I heard people tout about Game of Thrones? How many characters are in Game of Thrones that you got to keep up with? So it's not out of the realm of possibility that you can keep track of 15 pilots of one giant mech. Yes, will you give a shit about the right elbow pilot? Probably not. But guess what? You can damn sure try, and I think it can work. I'm like, you've already set up teasers for it in the finale Legendary Defender. Just give it a shot, Netflix. You've already done it. It's not hard. You set it up. Do it. It deserves a shot because it never gets enough love. Everyone always talks about the Lions have gotten rebooted 3 times. 3 times. You can give the vehicles at least one shot. Just saying. Just saying. That's all I'm saying on that. Let's jump back to the anamorphic, like humanoid hybrid types of the 90s, early 2000s. Street Sharks. Why has Street Sharks not gotten a shot since the original? Yes, it is of its time, but so is the Turtles. How many times have the Turtles gotten rebooted? And if you want something different, like the Street Sharks weren't a bad alternative. Yes, it was along the lines of like people capitalizing on the turtle craze of the late 90s, early 2000s, early 90s. It was 90s. Sorry. Oh my God. I did no planning for this. It's basically 4 brothers whose dad was a scientist and this evil scientist who was like a rival of their father, if I'm remembering this correctly. It has been a while. It's been a while. Basically kidnaps his sons and mutates them with different types of sharks. So, but that was the series, and they basically became crime fighters trying to stop this guy. And just like with, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, other people, were exposed to this mutagen and transformed. Like there was one guy who was turned into like a killer whale, and so it's nonsensical. It's crazy. But you know what? The way they got around was actually pretty cool. They basically it makes no sense if you stop and think about it, but just bear with me for a second. Basically, they got around by swimming through the streets. They were basically able to swim through pavement. And so you saw their fins coming up like on the water. That's why they're called street sharks. It's not a hard concept. And I think, you gave the turtles like 6 reboots. You could try it. But yeah, street sharks, it was cool. It was an epitome of a 90s show, and it was a cash grab, most likely.
Then we've got Sledge the Hammerhead. Head Shark!
Networks and companies were all about trying to just make money by selling toys. That's why you got all of these weird series. But some of them stuck, and I think Street Sharks is a fun one to potentially give another shot. It's just my 2 cents. This video, it's the energy. I just had this swell of energy I just wanted to get out. So I'm just rambling through stuff right now. And this actually, I feel like it's working. Let me know if it's working in the comments down below, would you? I don't know if people remember this one per se, but there was a series that was actually a spin-off of Polly Pocket. You remember Polly Pocket, right? It was like the little weird, like, small miniatures, and then you open it up and it's like little figures and stuff like that. There was a spin-off that was geared more to younger boys at the time called Mighty Max, and they actually made an animated series for it of the same name. Of anything on this list that could be easily rebooted for an adult theme series is this one. Because when this came out, and I just read about it, I had to remind myself, because I thought, A, the series never got an ending. Apparently it did. I just don't remember it. But B, I forgot how much people got killed in the series. Like, murder happened. And this was a series geared towards kids based off of a toy line that was a spin-off from Polly Pocket. No bullshitting you. So, if you don't remember Mighty Max, the story was about a kid named Max who had a magical cap that allowed him to create portals to travel all over the world trying to stop the evil Skullmaster from ruling the world. And he was accompanied by his mentor. I think Virgil was the bird, and Norman was the big brute with the sword that was like his bodyguard. He was the protector of the cat bearer or something like that. So this show was dark for the time. I'm like, and I think that was one of the reasons why it got canceled. It's such an off the wall bonkers premise. Try it. It's one of those shows that no one thought about. It's actually based off of something, and yeah. If you want something, because adult animated series are starting to make a major resurgence or make a major presence in the industry right now, through stuff like Invincible and even like The Legend of Vox Machina that just came out. Those are all adult themed animated series that have done very well. So something like this that you could literally take a property that most people don't remember and just give it another shot. But it's a property that already had a lot of heavy adult themes and imageries. Like there were demons and monsters, even more terrifying than stuff you would probably see like in a Power Rangers or something like that. So Mighty Max could be something that could easily be rebooted and retooled to more of an adult audience, while keeping sort of that nostalgia for anyone who actually remembers it. Because I don't remember a lot of people remembering the series, but that might be something that could easily be retooled and presented to a new audience and maybe find a footing. It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to try. Any of these wouldn't really hurt. It would just cost money. Money that I don't have. So my last 2 come from the Cartoon Network block of series that came out probably in the early to mid 2000s, and these are 2 series that have not gotten another shot, even though one of them did get a full completion. So the one I'm talking about is Generator Rex. It was created by Man of Action, if I'm remembering this correctly, and it's the same creator as Ben 10. And Ben 10 itself was a great show too, about a kid who had an alien watch that let him transform into different aliens. That was pretty cool. But Generator Rex was about a kid who had these like nanites in his body that allowed him to like change his body and his limbs into different like sort of mechanical, you know, weapons. I forget the name of what they are. Oh, it's right here. I just can't look it up right now, but it's right here. But the series had great characters. It had great music. I love the design and the aesthetic of the show was so much fun. It did have a full series. Like, it did have a series finale that actually didn't leave any loose ends. It wrapped up everything really well. So I don't know if it deserves a reboot, but I just really love the series, and I kind of just wanted to mention it. But if they decide to revive it without messing with it too much, because I saw what they did with Ben 10 recently. Oh, Ben, what happened? The other one, which I definitely think deserves a reboot, and definitely falls on the category of more of an adult-themed series, is Megas XLR. That series was awesome. A guy from Jersey, he finds a giant robot, and he fixes it, and he goes on dumbass adventures. And it's so much fun. I miss that show so much. Reboot it. It deserves it. It needs a second chance. It got a finale, but I think there was so much more that you could have done with the series. Honestly, so much more. Just the characters alone. You might have to retool some of the characters a little bit, because for the time they're probably a little bit not PC. But I think you can work something out really well with it, and maybe have something fun. And that's all what this video was meant to be. This video was meant to be fun. It's not necessarily super serious, because again, besides one thing on this list, I don't know if anything else is actually potentially being rebooted. But we've rebooted so many things. Some have been good, a lot have been not great. And I just wanted to just express a love for a few that I think would be fun to reboot. This was originally only going to be like 4 or 5 of them. I think I just listed off 10. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to name this video. This video is just an exercise of letting go and just going with it. And after so many videos that I put on this channel, I just learned to kind of go with some of them. And this was one of them. So I hope you've enjoyed it. That's my list of some series that I think would make for interesting reboots. Let me know your thoughts or any series that you would like to see rebooted in the comments down below. Apologies if the camera moved, my battery died. I called it. You know, I haven't done a listening video in a while, and I just kind of wanted to, you know, I guess ramble for like 25-30 minutes. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm going to cut out as much of the preamble, or I might just leave it in and just run with it. We're trying something new. So hopefully you have enjoyed this. I really appreciate you checking out this video. Like I said, let me know some series that you would like to see get rebooted in the comments down below. You know, anything from your childhood, anything that really spoke to you that, you know, that you might be one of the few people to remember. Let me know those, because I might actually remember those as well. Thank you for checking out this video. If you made it to the end, bless you. Bless you if you made it to the end. But if you did make it to the end and I haven't completely weirded you out and you are new and you decide to stick around, I really appreciate it. So why not subscribe to the channel? Like I said, trying to get to 500 subscribers. Got a ton of videos on this channel right now that I'd love for you to check out. If you are a current subscriber and you've been with me for X number of months or even years, thank you for sticking with me and watching these videos. It really does mean a lot to me. You can follow me on all the social media that's listed at the end of this video. Like I said, I have a ton of videos on the channel right now that I'd love for you to check out. We got Moon Knight coming up. We've got Obi-Wan Kenobi coming up. I'm going to try to go to the movies this coming weekend if I can remember. But keep an eye on that. Subscribe, like, share this video around. Share any video around. Feel free. Reach out to me if you want to chit-chat. Love to hear from you. Comment down below. And as always, until next time, I will catch you later. This video is nonsense. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you did like this video, why not give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends? You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on my gorgeous little face right over there. You can follow me on all the various social media platforms right below. And last but certainly not least, if you've got a few extra minutes, why not check out one of the lovely videos floating right over here. Later.